The Odyssey is an ancient Greek epic poem written by a poet named Homer. It tells the story of a Greek hero named Odysseus and his long journey home after the Trojan War. The poem is very old and was passed down through spoken stories before it was written down. The poem has many exciting events, including battles, adventures, and encounters with gods and monsters. It also teaches important lessons about bravery, intelligence, and loyalty. This video explores summary of the poem Odyssey. Odysseus was the king of a Greek island called Ithaca. He was very smart and a great warrior. The story of the Odyssey begins after the Trojan War, which lasted 10 years. Odysseus fought in this war and helped the Greeks win by coming up with a clever plan. He designed a large wooden horse, called the Trojan Horse, which allowed the Greek soldiers to enter the city of Troy and defeat their enemies. After the war ended, Odysseus wanted to return to his home in Ithaca, where his wife, Penelope, and his son, Telemachus, were waiting for him. However, his journey was not easy, and it took him 10 more years to reach home. At the beginning of the poem, Odysseus is trapped on an island called Ogygia. A goddess named Calypso lives there, and she has fallen in love with Odysseus. She does not want him to leave the island and keeps him there for many years. The gods on Mount Olympus, which is the home of the Greek gods, decide to help Odysseus. Zeus, the king of the gods, sends a messenger god named Hermes to tell Calypso to let Odysseus go. Calypso finally agrees and helps Odysseus build a raft. He sets sail but soon faces a storm created by the sea god Poseidon. Poseidon is angry with Odysseus because Odysseus blinded Poseidon's son, a one-eyed giant called Polyphemus. Many years earlier, Odysseus and his men had landed on an island where Polyphemus lived. The giant trapped them in his cave and started eating Odysseus' men. Odysseus tricked Polyphemus by giving him strong wine and making him fall asleep. Then, he and his men used a sharp wooden stick to blind the giant. When Polyphemus asked for help, he told the other giants that a nobody had hurt him. This was because Odysseus had told him that his name was Nobody as part of his trick. Because of this, the other giants did not help Polyphemus, and Odysseus and his men escaped. However, before leaving, Odysseus made a mistake. He shouted his real name to Polyphemus, who then prayed to his father, Poseidon, to punish Odysseus. This is why Poseidon made Odysseus' journey difficult. After escaping Calypso's island, Odysseus reaches the land of the Phaeacians. The Phaeacians are friendly people who help him. Their king, Alcinous, gives Odysseus food and shelter. Odysseus tells them the story of his journey. He explains all the dangers he faced before arriving there. He tells them about the land of the lotus eaters, where his men ate a magical fruit that made them forget their home. He also tells them about Circe, a powerful witch who turned his men into pigs. Odysseus used a magical herb, given by the god Hermes, to resist her magic. Circe then became his ally and helped him continue his journey. Another challenge Odysseus faced was traveling to the underworld, which is the land of the dead. There, he met the spirit of a blind prophet named Tiresias. The spirit warned him about future dangers and advised him on how to reach home safely. Odysseus also met the ghost of his mother, who had died from sadness because he had been away for so long. Odysseus also had to face dangerous creatures called the sirens. The sirens were creatures that sang beautiful songs to lure sailors to their deaths. Their voices were so enchanting that sailors would forget everything and crash their ships. Odysseus wanted to hear their song, so he ordered his men to tie him to the ship's mast while they plugged their ears with wax. This way, he could listen to the sirens without being tempted to jump into the sea. Later, Odysseus and his men had to sail past 2 terrible sea monsters named Scylla and Charybdis. Scylla was a monster with many heads that grabbed sailors from passing ships and ate them. Charybdis was a giant whirlpool that swallowed entire ships. Odysseus decided to sail closer to Scylla because he knew that if they went too close to Charybdis, they would all die. Even though Scylla ate some of his men, the rest of the ship was able to escape. One of the final challenges Odysseus faced was on the island of Helios, the sun god. Odysseus had been warned not to let his men eat the sacred cattle of Helios. However, while Odysseus was sleeping, his men disobeyed him and killed the cattle. Helios became very angry and asked Zeus to punish them. Zeus sent a storm that destroyed their ship, and all of Odysseus' men drowned. Only Odysseus survived, and he drifted to Calypso's island, where he was trapped until the gods helped him escape. After telling his story to the Phaeacians, they give him a ship and help him return to Ithaca. When he arrives, he finds that many men, called suitors, are trying to marry his wife, Penelope. They believe that Odysseus is dead, and they want to take his throne. Penelope has remained loyal and does not want to marry anyone. She has tricked the suitors by saying that she will choose a husband after she finishes weaving a cloth. However, she secretly undoes her work every night so that she never finishes. Odysseus disguises himself as a beggar so that no one recognizes him. He visits his home and meets his son, Telemachus. Together, they make a plan to defeat the suitors. Penelope announces that she will marry the man who can string Odysseus' great bow and shoot an arrow through 12 axes. None of the suitors can do it, but Odysseus, still in disguise, completes the challenge easily. Then, he reveals his true identity and, with the help of Telemachus, fights and kills all the suitors. After the battle, Odysseus proves to Penelope that he is really her husband. He tells her a secret about their bed, which only he would know. Finally, Odysseus reunites with his family and takes back his throne. The gods bring peace to Ithaca, and Odysseus' long journey comes to an end. The Odyssey is a story about perseverance, intelligence, and loyalty. It teaches that people can overcome difficulties if they use their minds and remain determined. Odysseus faces many challenges, but he never gives up. His cleverness helps him survive, and his patience allows him to return home. The poem also shows the importance of faithfulness, as Penelope remains loyal to Odysseus despite his long absence. The gods play a major role in the story, showing how the ancient Greeks believed that divine forces controlled human lives. The Odyssey is still studied today because of its timeless themes and exciting adventures. I hope this explanatory video on summary of the poem Odyssey has helped you.